Hey, and welcome to the Chef's Table, a weekly video series for culinary entrepreneurs who want to monetize their skills outside of the kitchen. I'm your host, Chef Evelyn. This is the place for successful women who want to live, cook, and work on their own terms. So if that's you, let's get started. Hey, and welcome back to another episode of the Chef's Table. I am your host, Chef Evelyn, and in today's episode, I want to talk to you about the biggest myth in culinary entrepreneurship that nobody is talking about. And so I was like, well, I guess I'm going to have to be the one. So before we get into it, if you have not joined the Chefpreneur Society, right, then you absolutely need to do that. It is a community of women growing their high-end culinary brands. And when you are a member of that community, every month I do one of these episodes, but I do it live. And so in order to have access and to know when those trainings are coming up and to be able to be there live so you can ask your questions and get, juicy topics, right, for, growing your high-end culinary brand, then you want to go to chefevelyn.com/society and make sure that you become a member of that community. So with that being said, if it's your first time here, I'm so excited that you're here. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications so that you can get these trainings every single week when I drop them. And just so you know, there is an entire playlist of videos to help you grow in your high-end culinary brand. So listen, I'm Chef Evelyn. If you haven't been here before, and after you subscribe, let me just introduce myself. I am a culinary brand strategist that is passionate about helping women live, cook, and work on their own terms. And the way that I do that is by helping them build high-end culinary brands from scratch with multiple streams of income. So with that being said, we're going to talk about what I think is the biggest myth in culinary entrepreneurship today that nobody is talking about, that I felt like it would behoove you to know what this is, and better coming from me than somebody else, right? And the reason why I discovered this is because I fell victim to this myth. And over the years of working with my clients, even having my own business, chef colleagues, things like that, people who wanted to venture out on their own, I started to see this common thread. Yes, in culinary entrepreneurship, but in entrepreneurship in general, but we are here talking about high-end culinary brands, are we not? And so here is the myth, okay? I'm going to give you the myth, and then I'm going to give you the solution that if you had this same belief, the same thought process, I'm going to give you the answer on what you can do to fix it and to reverse it, right? So you guys know I always have my note cards with me. I only have a few things on today's note card because this is just one big myth, but then I also have what I know to be the solution. Okay, so the biggest myth in culinary entrepreneurship, are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? It's going to shake your shoulders a little bit. If you can't say amen, say ouch. Okay, you may have been this person, you may currently be this person. That is no judgment, okay? I have been there, my clients have been there. It's a thing, and you can move past it, right? So here's the myth. The biggest myth in culinary entrepreneurship is that if you are a great cook or a great chef, then you will have a great business. Let me say that one more time for the people in the back, okay? The biggest myth in culinary entrepreneurship today, I believe, what I know to be true, because I have seen it, right? And I can even see it in the way that other people operate their business, that the belief that if I'm a great chef, if I'm a great cook, if I'm amazing technically at making delicious foods, that will ensure that I have a successful business. And when I tell you the lies, okay, the falsehoods, okay, the stories you tell, okay, the untruths, okay, like this is not true, right? Being a great chef, a great cook is a piece of having an amazing brand. And let me just tell you something that might hurt your feelings a little bit, okay, that might upset you a little bit. There are people who are mediocre chefs more successful than great chefs because of this myth right here. Because the real answers, here's the remedy, okay, to that myth is that you have to be great at business to have a great business. I'm gonna say that one more time because I want you to catch it. Are you smelling what I'm cooking? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? You have to be great at business to have a great business. And what I see in our industry are people who, whether they work for somebody else or they've been cooking for their family and friends, and they think, oh yeah, people love my food. Oh yeah, I sell my little things here and there, whatever. And they think a great business will come from that, just on that alone. They just think posting pretty pictures of their food and perfectly styled plates on social media is going to grow their business. Not gonna happen. Not saying you won't make any sales, not saying you might not have a small little customer base, a sustainable, you have a hobby, you have a side hustle, which you guys know how I feel about the word hustle. You have a part-time gig, or you have built yourself a job. What you do not have is a business, right? Let me tell you something. When I was chefing full-time, there are people who I know could probably cook me under the table. But I was getting a different clientele from them, and I was getting bigger opportunities. Why? Because I understood business, entrepreneurship. Because here's the thing, right? When you are becoming a culinary entrepreneur, just like you had to learn the skills that you've learned on how to be an amazing chef, be an amazing cook, you either learned that through going to culinary school, you either learned that through an apprenticeship, you either learned that through work experience, or you either learn that by just cooking over and over and over again, right? And there's certain techniques and things and tools and ways that you know how to manipulate food to do what you want it to do to order to get your desired outcome, right? To get your desired recipe, right? And there are people who love to eat but don't know how to cook right because they don't know those skills and those things that we do so naturally in the kitchen, right? They don't know how to use the right tool for the right job, how to use the tools properly, right? How to apply heat properly, acid. They don't know how to create balanced flavors and a myriad of textures the way we do, right? But we've learned that somewhere along the way in various forms, right? And no form is better than the other. But it's the same thing in entrepreneurship. There are people that are using business tools, but they're not using them right. How many times do you cringe when you see somebody holding a chef's knife wrong? Like, you be like, you gonna cut your finger off, all right? Or you're gonna hurt your wrist, or they got the index finger out on the blade, right? And you're just like, they don't know, and they don't know that that's not how that works, or they're trying to put flavors combinations together that you're like, that is not going to taste good, or that's not how you cook that, right? It's the same thing in business. I see people using business tools like social media or their website or whatever the case may be. I see them using these business tools, but I see them using them incorrectly because they haven't learned the proper way to use these things. I see them using their branding. I see them using, content, and they're using it in a way that I'm like, they must have just copied somebody, or they're just watching somebody, or they're trying to figure it out on their own, because this is not how you do that, right? And so the biggest myth in culinary entrepreneurship is that being a good chef alone will give you a great business. You need to know all the phases of the business. From, if nobody even knows who you are, you could be the best chef on the planet. If nobody knows who you are, you're not going to have a successful business. Or people could know who you are all day long, and you could be a great chef. But if you don't know how to turn them into an onlooker, a prospect, all the way into a client, how to make them a repeat client, right? And how to create this high-end experience, then a business you don't have. If you don't know how to price yourself properly, if you don't know how to have the right systems and structures in your business, right? All of these things, like, if you don't know how to do entrepreneurship, then you're not going to have a good business, right? And this is why I created the Chef's Table Experience, because I knew there were people who were amazingly talented, who were the best at what they do, right? Probably one of the best chefs that they know themselves, right? But it wasn't translating into the kind of business that they want. They're not seeing the kind of results that they wanted. And it's because they don't have the infrastructure, the knowledge, the foundational pieces, the high-end pieces, right? To maximize that skill set that they have, right? Like, you're the best at what you do. But it's not presented in a way and packaged in a way and promoted in a way and priced in a way that is congruent with your level of skill. It's just not. So that's what we do in the Chef's Table experience is I help you package that expertise in a way that's worthy, right, of the level of experience and expertise and education that you have, right? Then I help you price it, package it, position it in the marketplace, and promote it so that your revenue can match the value that you know that you're worth inside of your head. Particularly ladies, like this is an area that we definitely need support on. It's like usually we're way overqualified and way undercharging, right? And that's not what we do over here. And that's not what I help the ladies do in the Chef's Table experience. So if you're like, Evelyn, I know I'm the best at what I do. I know I'm amazing at what I do. And that doesn't mean that other people aren't great at what they do. It's just that, but I know that I'm good over here. But I do need to be packaged in a certain way, presented in a certain way, priced in a certain way, and promote my products and services in a certain way that is congruent to the value that you have, the skill that you have. Then I'm going to encourage you to apply for the Chef's Table, right? And you know, we'll do a diagnostic call because I interview all of my clients. And so just similar to, you know, when your car is acting funny and you're like, I know it's not supposed to be running like that because I take good care of my car, and you take it in for a diagnostic and they have to run tests and see what's been going on and give you a solution. It's the same thing. Or if you've had something going on with your body and you want to go to the doctor, you go to the doctor, you go to the mechanic because you're like, I want to pay you to run tests, to analyze, to ask me questions so I can see what's going on and then make recommendations for you on how to move forward. That may be an invitation into the Chef's Table. It may be a resource. It may be something else, right? So I encourage you to apply. And if you are ready and you're like, I already know that is what I need, okay, then go to chefevelyn.com/apply, schedule your call, and we'll see if you're a good fit. And that's it, right? So listen. I am excited to help. I have a number in my head of how many women I want to help this year build a high-end culinary brand, right? Because it's more than just, ooh, look at me, I have a high-end culinary brand. It's about the time freedom. It's about the flexibility in your schedule. It's about the location freedom. It's about the financial margin and increase that you can have and what you want to do with that. Whether you want to travel the world, spend more time with your family, your kids, your friends, whether you want to date your spouse in the middle of the day, whether you want to get married, whether you just want more time for self-care, want more time to yourself, right? If you don't want to work 5 days a week or 6 days a week or 7 days a week, if you don't want to work nights, weekends, and holidays, right? There is an option available to you. You have to decide if you're ready to step into that. So if you sound like that kind of woman, I look forward to talking to you. Go to chefevelyn.com/apply, and I'll see you then. And until then, I'll see you in the next video. Peace. Now, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and click that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so that you never miss a new episode. And to see what I'm cooking up behind the scenes, make sure to follow me on Instagram and Facebook as Chef Evelyn. That's all for today, and I'll see you next week. Peace.